Hi, my name is Sanking, and I'm going to be showing you how to make your own Joan Miró inspired artwork. First, let's look at some artworks by Joan Miró. Here's the first one we're going to look at, and we can notice how many colors there are, how many shapes there are, all of the organic shapes and geometric shapes, and all of the organic lines that all intersect and cross into each other, and they can even make new shapes. Here's another piece that we can look at. Notice again all of the organic lines, organic shapes. Here's some geometric shapes, triangles, some organic shapes like crescents. And then, so now we can talk about the supplies that we're going to need. So you're going to need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of white paper. You're going to need some oil pastels that we see here. You're going to need a black Sharpie. And you're also going to need some spray bottles at the end. Filled with either watercolor or acrylic paint or anything like that, just a drop. And make sure that when we get to that stage to lay down some newspaper or some paper because it can kind of get messy. So first, let's talk about our paper. So you can have your paper either horizontally or vertically like this. For my project, I'm going to make it go horizontally. And now we can talk about what we want to create. So we're going to be creating a character or either a creature or an animal or a person. It doesn't have to be any of those things. It can be anything you want. It doesn't even have to be like a real creature. So let's talk about some geometric shapes that you can use. So you can use organic shapes or geometric shapes. Geometric shapes are triangle, square, rectangle, oval. And for my specific piece, I'm going to be using oval. So, because I want to be making an owl, I want to make an owl. So I'm going to start by making an oval. And when you draw your first geometric shape, make sure to take up the whole paper. So make sure you use up a lot of space when you create your geometric shape. Now that we have our geometric shape on our paper, I made an oval because I want to make an owl. Now we can move on to talking about organic lines and organic shapes because we're going to be using those to create that kind of effect that Joan Miró artworks have. So, using an organic line. What is an organic line? An organic line is a squiggly line, a wavy line, a zigzag line, any line that doesn't follow that kind of rule where it's parallel or perpendicular, any of those kinds of lines will work. So I'm going to draw some lines in here, so like a zigzag line, and then I can add some wavy lines here. And then some organic shapes. So what are organic shapes? Organic shapes are anything that you can find in nature that usually aren't measured or doesn't follow any rules. So it isn't like a triangle or a circle. It's kind of free-flowing. It can kind of do whatever it wants. So for that, I'm going to use it to make some wings on my owl here. So we can see some wings on my owl here. And I can use more geometric shapes like circles to make some eyes for my creature. And also, just like Joan Miró's inspired artworks, you can make lines that intersect, that cross into each other, that overlap. You can add more shapes in the background and all of that. So we're going to add some of that. Let me add some lines here that go like this. Have lines that extend from other lines. Have lines that extend from geometric shapes that you can add in the background like this. Have lines that intersect, that go across. You can add some crescent shapes in the background. Some stars using line. Circles that lead into swirls like this. And then also some more lines, some more organic lines in the wings here. Just like that. So I pretty much have most of my drawing done with my black Sharpie. Now we can move on to the next part, which is coloring. So we want to use oil pastels for this project, and you can use any colors you want. As long as you also use some black that, like how Joan Miró uses. He uses black and colors, so you can use any color you want and the color black as well. I'm actually going to add a little bit more cross shapes here to kind of match that bit, like that. Okay, so now you want to kind of look for shapes in the artwork, and you can pick any color you want. You can use red, blue, green, any of the primary colors, any of the secondary colors. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in. using the oil pastels. And also some orange here. If you make a mistake, it's perfectly okay. And I'll add some green in here like this. Remember, it doesn't have to be a creature that's real. So that's why I'm adding green and red. And then some shapes that we can see in here. You can fill in those shapes as well. And then remember that we can also use the color black just like the way Jean Miró does. We can see that he fills in some spaces with the color black. And let's add some yellow in here. Do some more green. We can color in the wings any color we want. So some more red. And some green again. And then for this larger section, I will go with some red again. And then I can fill in the eyes as well. And pick blue to fill this in. So now that all my shapes are colored in, my lines are colored in, now we can move on to the next part of the project, which is using the spray to kind of cover the whole artwork here, okay? So notice how Jean Miró has these kinds of splotches of color that kind of look sprayed on, so we're gonna kind of copy that effect in our artwork. So remember that this can be messy, so use the spray bottles, lay down some paper, and carefully spray your artwork, okay? So I'm gonna spray my artwork. And there's my Jean Miró inspired art piece.